welcome to Horizons, everyone. If you do have a mobile phone, if you'd like to put it on silent, please, thank you. Right, massive welcome for the first time to Janet Sargeant with a journey to David Icke and beyond. An insightful and solutions-based presentation covering hypnosis, mind control, consciousness, the holographic universe, David Icke, dance, and a hope and an aim for a much better world. Please welcome Janet Sargeant. Thank you.
Can you all hear me okay? I'm not used to standing doing this, so I've only done it once before. Right, so it's a journey to David Icke and beyond. Before I start, I just want to allow you to understand why you've all got crystals placed under your seats. I've made a crystal grid, and we're going to change the vibrations by the end, and that's why I'm going to be dancing. I've made a crystal grid here as well, and you can all take those crystals home with you at the end. They've been to Wembley, they've been charged up at Wembley, they've been programmed by myself and very powerful healing stones. And they have an electromagnetic frequency, which we're going to go into later. So yeah, they're crystals, pass it on. They're charging up in the full moon. Crystals are very powerful healing tools if you know how to use them right. They work in accordance with your chakra system and can balance and align and help with certain illnesses and conditions. Right, okay, so I'm going to include a bit of my own story in meeting David Icke to expand on information regarding the holographic universe and the power of intent. So it all started in 2012 when I watched David Icke at Wembley, and he spoke for about 9 or 10 hours, and it was absolutely unbelievable. And at the end, I said, I'm going to meet him. I'm going to meet him. And I declared it. Move it on, Imogen. At the end, At the end, he also had dancers on the stage, just some of his friends really, and I said, I need to be on that stage, I need to be dancing on that stage, I can use this energy is being wasted, I'm a healer, I can send Reiki vibrations through the space, and I thought, I'm going to dance on that stage, and that's how the story began. Yeah, so when I returned from London, things started to get really, really strange, lots of eerie things started to happen. And one of them, I've not got the photo, we had the photo put in today, I'm really sorry. I had information put into my head. I was stood in the shower one evening, I got out of the shower, and the next thing I found myself stood with my forehead on the bathroom wall with my hands above my head like this. It was like, oh my God, what's happening? What's happening to me? And information was just coming into my head. And I understood it. It wasn't a language. I understood it as soon as it was going in. I had the solar system, a book and a cube, and it was all explained very, very perfectly to me, and I got it. I also had Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, and Jesus, Ananda. There were guides clearly there giving me information. I literally ran down the stairs, I was like, it's still happening, information downloads, and a photo got taken, and unfortunately I can't show it you, I did have it, it's on my iPad if anybody does want to see it. Took a photograph, and the phone went off when the photograph was taken, and I was like, what's wrong with the phone, what's wrong with the phone? The phone came back on, and it's like, oh my God, what's that on the picture? And the orb on the picture is huge, and it's white. Orbs are usually opaque, but I've never seen one that white before, and it's really big. And anybody wants to look, you're welcome to look on my iPad later. And there was another huge orb at the side here and one above my head. And because that happened, I was like, something is definitely happening to me. Something is telling me, wake up. And I was becoming more and more aware. After this happened, I thought I'd gone mad. And the very day after, I sought the help of a hypnotherapist that I'd seen called Mr. David Icke, who was running a hypnotherapy course. And I went to him and I said, something's happening to me, I think I've gone mad. And he thought I'd gone mad, and he convinced me to do a hypnotherapy course. I didn't really want to be doing that, it cost a lot of money, but I did it. It was a 9-day-long course, but I learned a hell of a lot about hypnosis. And I'm so grateful for that learning now. When I came back from London, after doing that course, I was on fire. I was ready to start learning something deeper. I didn't want to be a hypnotherapist, and I wondered where it would take me because I was much more aware than I had been. It's the awareness video. Can we do the play video? Before we play that, I just want to ask you, who in this room is aware? Who in this room is awake? Okay, just going to show you something, okay? Many truths are hidden in plain sight, which a lot of you probably know, but this little video just explains just how unaware you actually are. If you've seen this, I do apologise, but if you have seen it, don't tell anybody, and we can get it on, just watch.
This is an awareness test. How many passes does the team in white make?
Go!
The answer is 13. But did you see the moonwalking bear?
Go!
Yeah, when I came back from London as well, I started dancing. I've been dancing for a few months, and I'd had these songs given to me, The Rivers of Babylon and a couple of others, and I was dancing and dancing. Every time I was dancing, I was sending healing vibrations out. I was dancing at Wembley. I was there, and it got more and more intense, and loads more information was given to me as I was doing it about Merkabahs, electromagnetic fields. I was connecting using crystals and wands, and how powerful I am as a person. Really opened a lot of really interesting information up. Imogen. And this is what it looks like. I said a healing around the world, and if you can visualise, that's what it would actually look like in my mind. And if you do that, that is what happens. Your energy connects, and it helps to save the earth. More than one person getting together, like this evening at the end, I'm just here to dance. I'm just here to charge up the vibrations, and you'll feel it. If we can get the song right and the music right, you'll all leave feeling higher than when you get what you came here. Yes, that's what it looks like a little bit when we send Reiki around the earth or to another person. Okay, so now I'm going to introduce you to the 5 sense realm and how that works in the system. So part of my hypnotherapy training, this is what we went into. Absolutely amazing. We're going to break everything down. So we're going to use the eyes as an example so that you can get a clear view of how your senses work. You live in a 3-dimensional 5 sense realm. But there's lots of other information that you can have access to that we're limited from through frequencies and vibrations, which I'll explain later. So what happens, my brain takes a snapshot every second. Each snapshot contains 127 billion bits per second. That is a lot of information. Your life is literally being weaved in front of you. And as you look round, it's being weaved against, that means so fast. And we think it's all so real. Is that better? Okay. So I use my eyes as an example, but all the senses are working at once, okay? But we use our eyes a lot. So I'm looking in that direction. My eyes are taking in the information in wave, vibration and frequency format. My brain takes that information and changes it into electronic information, producing an image at the back of the brain called the visual cortex. This is then sent to the heart centre, along with all the other sense perceptions, whether it's seeing, tasting, touching, smelling, etc. Then the heart centre then decides how it feels about that and projects it back out in the form of digital and holographic information. So you are the projector of your own life. What you take in from your sense perception, you give out and it comes back to you. Nobody else is responsible for your life and your world, only you. And you've got all the power inside you to change that. And lots of waves and vibrations are mixing up at once, and if you don't take control of your own life, and especially knowing your heart centre is 500 times magnetically stronger and 100 times electronically stronger than the brain, because the brain is giving off frequencies and vibrations as well. The thoughts are coming out, but the heart, the feeling that goes into something. So if you hate something, or you're doing something and you're putting feelings of not liking, it's going to keep showing up in your life, and your vibration is going to shrink back, and you're not going to feel the full magnitude of who you are. Okay, so that's how the 5 sense realm works. And we can break everything down to, break it all down to atoms, and atoms are mostly space. A lot of people, when we break the realm down, it's like there's nothing left. And people don't want to know that because everything's so tangible, it's got to be real, why am I here? But inside the nothing is everything. Inside the nothing is life itself. And that is the power of who you are. And it's quite limited with the system that we live in, and we'll go into that a little bit later. Okay, so this is how it works. This is a torus. This is an electromagnetic field that goes around all things. It's an information exchange centre, and we did have a video of a moving torus, but I'm not sure if that one might work. It might be on the next one, so you can get an idea of how this works. So by your heart centre's there. So when I'm dancing, I am, and the power that is coming out, I know that torus, and when I've finished in this room tonight, will be spread and it will be huge, and all your energies will be connected in there, and we can send healing. You can receive healing yourself, and you can send, or make a wish for yourself, or send love or blessings to somebody else, and you can feel it happening, and that's how people know something's working for them, because you can feel it. Seeing isn't always believing, because we've just brought the 5 sense realm down, so okay, move on. Well, those other examples of the torus, they're all exactly the same. Electromagnetic field, information exchange centre, and that is what you are. Oh, there you go again, sorry. Just passing it on. move on to the next one. A while I've been home from London and I was on fire from the hypnotherapy training and being much more aware. I was a different person altogether. Something called ayahuasca came to me, or plant medicine, or vine of the soul. I'd studied this about 8 years previous, and for some reason it was calling me. I didn't understand the reason, but I studied it for 6 months, and there was nothing else left to do other than to try it out for myself. This was absolutely mind-blowing. With all the other information that I've been learning, the ayahuasca literally was the icing on the cake, and it showed me how all the energy works, how Reiki works, how the symbols work, how it all connects. It was absolutely amazing. And I won't go too much into the ayahuasca journey right now, even though it was absolutely amazing, the full weekend. And Keith, who runs the retreats, is actually here. Anybody wants to have a chat with him about anything like that. But I will tell you, the David Icke part, in the journey that I had, and I had a super journey, I got taken up to David Icke in the journey. He was stood right there in front of me, and he was like, oh, David Icke. And I went, lots and lots of other things happened. I'm trying to get a lot in. Just move it, I just keep clicking. It was a bit like that, an ayahuasca journey. Anybody done ayahuasca? Yeah. So anyway, returning back home, the medicine is still in your system, and how can you put it? I was stiller inside, very still, calm, and I was confident. And something appeared, and you learn to trust your hunches and your intuitions a little bit more. And to get nearer to meeting David Icke, he just launched the People's Voice Studios. Do anybody familiar with the People's Voice? Yeah. And he'd advertised for quirky, confident people to go and make a promotional video. So I thought, yep, I can do that. Now, 2 weeks previous to the ayahuasca, I would not have done that. I would not have, oh, I can't do that, I'm too old or whatever. I was like, oh, I can do that. I didn't even tell anybody. Same day, they said, yeah, come to London, brilliant. Another twist of fate happened and the spirits intervened. Oh, so much has happened, it's unbelievable. But anyway, long story short, I ended up going to London, and I was on the train on the way down. I was absolutely shaking. I did not know that David Icke could be there. I was going to work with part of his team, doing whatever. I thought, God, what am I letting myself in for? I went on my own. I was absolutely petrified, and I thought, well, whatever will be. Got to the studios, there was only me, just me there. Very, very strange. And long story short, David Icke did turn up. Yeah, and this is how I felt when I was there. And I did actually end up meeting David Icke. And what happened, he walked in, I said 3 things to him.